We're here, and indeed, this is gonna work. I kind of lucked out because we're triple digit temperatures. It's like 109 degrees, and it's 8:10 at night. So of course, the way it always works, the sun starts to come up, and then things get cooler, just until just so for some reason that's how it happens. Sunrise, and then it gets cooler, but that gets down to 89 degrees this time of year. So what's perfect about it is I got to drink gallons and gallons of water. So I got these Ben Hogan pants. I have to piss right through them at the bus stops wherever I go. And if I could get some like actual running and exercising, that'd be an incredible thing, especially when it gets down to like 89 degrees, and then when my phone tells me it's 100 degrees just to be safe. It shouldn't be too bad. Oh, heat exhaustion. What you do is so that doesn't become a heat stroke and you don't end up really sick, is you got to drink a lot of water. That a lot of water is going to take care of that, and that's what you got to do. But you got to piss through the Ben Hogans. Like I was saying, I just kind of pieced it together. I made a video this morning, but I haven't put it up yet. I haven't had time to get around to it, but that'll be coming up in the next few minutes about when I was in a Walmart up by the Nellis area. And actually that's kind of the perfect, so you'll see it. The segue is a Walmart up in the Nellis area. Well, there's a lot of Walmarts in northern Las Vegas on that side and on that side. And I'm here at the intersection waiting for the 217 bus. I don't know how long it's going to take. I might want to go up that way to Paseo Verde or to get back to the South Strip Transit Center. I just wanted to come into the area, but it's Green Valley and Warm Springs. Green Valley, what a beautiful thing. And this particular intersection of Warm Springs and Green Valley, there's this nice little set of townhomes there, and I saw some people at a pool. And think about it, it's a triple digit night, and you got your family or whatever, and you got this nice pool. There might be several in there, I don't know. I should just ask AI, here's my location, GPS coordinates, what's that? And it'll tell me, but I got it because there's a number one priority right now, which is when I was a real estate agent here, one of the many problems I started to realize was, and I think what was happening is people were fucking me up for a lot of reasons. I guess they're strengthening me up as I look back on it, but one of the things that were fucking me up on is I'm spatially disoriented, I'm too retarded because I'm always looking at my phone. Well, I mean, I had not lived in Vegas my entire life, but this is a place more than anywhere else. I think even more than San Diego, even more than LA. LA gets very territorial, but if you know what you're doing, but all it takes to know what you're doing. Let's be honest about stuff. People like to be able to say lifelong local. Well, I can say whatever I want. HBJ, I can make up whatever about myself because there you go, because I got to get the sex and I get to lie to women, and the way I lie to them makes them cry because they realize I'm a human that wanted sex and I was rejected from it, and so they shouldn't be allowed to do that to me. So we have to create all of this ideology surrounding so that we can have the wedding day. And so that's where do we enter this idea of map study, which is so I was going to talk about what I realized the problem was. So Vegas, we have, and this isn't bad, it's 2 lanes in each direction on Warm Springs. It's a grid system. So it's not that hard to figure out, but I'm a main thoroughfares kind of guy because, okay, like in San Diego, here's the green line, here's the blue line, here's the orange line. And in fact, the orange line, when I get back to San Diego too, because we're gonna have to go back there, it's just we're gonna get some money here, pick up some money here, and then I think job opportunities are gonna be opening up probably in San Diego. It's really got the best stuff, but this thing came up. So when we go back there, is you've got all this stuff, and I was talking to people, and they were saying, oh, do you know where this is? And there was this policewoman, on the trolley. There they got to do the pass inspection. They used to have marksmen, but they've gone to Intercon also. They have Intercon in San Diego. They've gone to Intercon here because we got to look up what that is, if that's why they call it Intercon, if it's just it's a particular agency that tends to service transit across the country, or if it's for some reason it's a separate thing, and for some reason if it's transit related, the separate transit, whether it's RTC, MTS, Metro in LA, whatever they call it in Cook County in Illinois, where they have the L, and then in New York City where they have the that famous subway system over there, whatever, they have something called Intercon, and it's not this agency like Securitas. It's just they all call it Intercon for some reason, dating back to some story about the subway. In any event, the problem I was having, I started to realize that people were fucking me up this way. I was hearing the voices, and this was military people, Marine Corps or whatever. Well, if I had the strength to whip the windpipe out, that's why I got to develop that strength. One of the things I'm going to get into is I look at these Metro police officers. We've got Henderson police. I said the very people that would know how to take the gun of a cop out of the holster and shoot him with his own gun are the very people that wouldn't have to. It's when you don't have the strength to do that that you try to pull off a devil maneuver like that, only end up in a lot of trouble, and if not very, very busted up or dead. And so you have to be able to do that, because if you're the kind of person that doesn't have to be intimidated by police, even if the guy's got a lot of muscle, you know he's taking human growth hormone, he's one of these Hegseth testosterone beneficiaries. Okay, whatever, he was Marine Corps, but I know how to push him over with my finger. If you know that, you never have to be in that situation. You're the kind of person that ends up being so agile socially. Like I was talking about Vanderpump Rules. I got to put that video up this morning. And that's now a hotel there. Is the Vanderpump Hotel. It was something else before. It was where the Harrah's is, and there's Flamingo, and there's other thing. It's for the corner of, I think, was it Tropicana or Flamingo? I think it's Flamingo and Las Vegas Boulevard, right there on the strip. And so this stuff I should really have clear as someone that would always put up on Twitter monumental real estate. And I would say stuff that it had this beautiful psychic. I'd write it myself, and I was just basing it on the Wikipedia, but I created for every anniversary of when a casino went up on the strip, or when a casino got demolished, just the history of Las Vegas dating back to the original hotels. In fact, the oldest one here, I believe, is still up. It's something we learned, but we only did it for like half the year. It's still there in downtown Las Vegas. It's old, really old, really old. There's stuff that has gone by the wayside, like Tally Ho, and of course we got Flamingo, but that building itself is not the original Flamingo on Las Vegas Boulevard, from a different era. Of course, we've got all the stuff of Adelson, like the Sands, which is now other stuff. In any event, this is stuff that as I was writing these beautiful things. And what it is, it's about full equality. It's about my right to be the multi-billionaire, to the story of Steve Wynn, the story of Elaine Wynn, and the Wynn and the Encore, this love story embodied in 2 massive skyscrapers. I'm not the kind of person that's okay going through life like, that's them and this is us, that's them and this is us, that's them and this is us, and we're only going to get to do this and they get to do that, and it's just the reality we're born into. Because how could I have children knowing what Donald Trump Jr. gets to do, knowing what Eric Trump gets to do, knowing what Ivanka gets to do, knowing the cameras in their face, knowing that my children would have the same genes as me and want reality cameras in their face, want them on TV, everybody hypnotized under the crap that they're crapping on the world, Vanderpump, Paris Hilton, all of it. That why would I subject my children to having to deal with the same non-celebrity, poor, homeless, and even if you're just a bottom feeder paying a 30-year mortgage, making almost 6 figures here in, say, Las Vegas, that's just not going to be enough for them. They got their sua gene. They got that, be on television, celebrity, attention getting. They should be able to express that and enjoy it, and have private planes that they can fly into the airport here. I was looking at these private jets. I was riding the Deuce. I had to ride the Deuce when I got in here. It's basically 24-hour bus service in Las Vegas. For the most part, but if you to get on a bus, and then where it let me off, I just kind of know what to do. It was right around the corner, right there by that new Vanderpump Hotel, and got off of it, and it's right there where Planet Hollywood is, right over there, and so on that side, and then on this side, there's I might be wrong, so I'm gonna ask AI to verify all this. I think it's Planet Hollywood, and then on that side they got the new Vanderpump one on Flamingo. Or if it's Tropicana, because Flamingo's up there. Okay, I'm an idiot. I should know this stuff. So that's the thing with map study. It's not that. See, think about it. I lived here for 5+ years, and I still don't know. So, well, you can blame it on the fact that no one who lives in Vegas goes to the touristy areas. But when you think about it, you kind of should be, because that's all there is to do. Well, I mean, yeah, there's everything around you. There's parks. Clark County has a lot of parks. It's family, and the money for the schools and the money for the parks. Well, my kids are going to private school, and well, how could you ever sell real estate here if you're saying stuff like that? Well, because we have to put crap in each other's water, keep people under certain reality so I can get my commission check. Am I ever going to go into doing that? Like I said, I was going to make a separate video about if I'd ever go back into real estate brokerage and being a real estate agent. And I'm going to talk about all of kind of the business realities and my new model that I've come up with of really the most money is to be made by someone that doesn't even have a website, doesn't have a billboard, doesn't put his picture in magazines, and the only thing known about him is a little blurb on Yelp that says he's the guy that gets a job done, and also if he's busy, he'll reject work and refer you to someone else that's just like him that ends up doing the job. And he does all this extra stuff that he doesn't talk about because, most agents, they just put stuff on the MLS and that takes care of it in most markets, but sometimes, but in my case, because I just love putting my face on postcards and putting postcards out with my name on it, my logos on it, the more I can get in front of people, the better. Because for me, the opportunity to be a celebrity, which is why I like real estate, because you can put your face on postcards, put out stuff on social media, because it's about my take title argument. So here I am doing the right thing, like all the conservatives say, I'm not scared of this Mexican because he has a spray bottle, he has a job. So I don't have to worry about him coming and killing my family to get the ultimate justice and see him put out in a Texas execution chamber with a needle in his arm with a 3-drug cocktail, because he has a job. It's people that don't have a job and are just doing drugs and robbing everybody that they're always getting into. You just watch A&E 48, first 48 or whatever it is, about they try to catch the killer in the first 2 days. And it turns out everything you see, now of course I'm doing content analysis of a particular program, and I don't like these people that get into crime drama and all of that. It's all full disabled stuff. It's like, it's so slow. How are these people even district attorneys? Because how slow they are. It's almost like they're all West Memphis 6 people, but I think they just have to use that slow down template. They're a lot smarter in real life. In any event, I digress. So studying a map, the problem I realized I was having is I don't know what's that way, what's that way, what's that way, what's that way. I'm never spatially oriented, and I don't like it. What would solve that problem? Well, you have to study a map. And so let's start with Las Vegas. So let's try to do this. And I just never seem to end up having the time. Now, if I could turn to someone that I could pay a lot of money to teach me shit, that's maybe a retired real estate agent, 60 years old, someone like Nancy Anderson, back when we had Ted Federowitz with us in person at Key Realty when he was at the Renaissance, and he'd bring in all these incredible people, Joe Scrofani and all these people. And there was Nancy Anderson, very, very big name. She probably still does at the few real estate schools here, talk to the classes and all that. They bring her in, maybe ABC, that's also there on Flamingo, going toward what's it called, Pecos McLeod, where they had the Renaissance. And this was an incredible center. There's a Planet Fitness there too, so it was perfect. I could drive in there, and I actually stayed at a Seagull Suites for an entire month. During that time, I said, I'm gonna get my real estate license. And for all those years that I had, my grandmother and the people that were around me, that they could have made me one of these real estate apprentices, basically, and no one ever thought to do it, or I was just too heebie-jeebie, and these families wouldn't bring me in, like Anita Brule and the Murray Worrell, these Kahala people, Kahala associates. But I'm gonna show them. And sure enough, it turned out to be the right idea, because COVID-19 comes around, the Fed lowers the interest rate to 0.0 whatever, and so now we're seeing people get a lot of money to buy homes, and so they have got all this buying power. They've got all this buying power, or they can get a lower monthly payment, which is a smart thing to do. And also, the residential real estate agent always likes to give the advice: if you make an extra month of payment every year to your principal, you really do pay off your loan a lot earlier. It's true. That world, I have to force on others to make a commission if I were to get back into that gig, but it's too low level a world for me.